teachers. What's the most heartbreaking thing you've ever learned about a student? I used to teach high school chemistry, and one day, we were preparing for a lab. As part of our safety procedures, students had to remove any jackets or long sleeves. Most students complied without a second thought, except for Matilda, the quiet girl who always sat in the back. She was always wearing an oversized hoodie, and when I told her she had to take it off for safety, she hesitated. "Can I please keep it on?" she asked softly. Something about her tone made me pause, but rules were rules. "I'm sorry, but it's for safety," I said gently. She lowered her head, sighed, and slowly pulled off her hoodie. I barely managed to keep my expression neutral. Her arms were covered in scars, some old, some newer. The shame in her eyes was unbearable. I took a deep breath. "Matilda, we're going to the assistant principal's office. You're not in trouble, but I need to make sure you're okay." She nodded without a word. As we walked down the hall, I could feel my chest tightening. What had this poor girl been through? When we got to the office, I explained the situation to the assistant principal. They asked me to step out, but Matilda quietly said I'd feel better if she stayed. Then, she told us everything. Her mother was an addict, rarely home, leaving Matilda to care for her baby brother alone. Some days they had no food. Other days she'd wake up locked in their bedroom with her brother. No water, no diapers, nothing. Sometimes for days. CPS was called immediately. They removed Matilda and her brother from their mother's custody, but with no relatives, they were headed for the foster care system. I sat there, thinking about how this girl had been fighting to survive her whole life, and now, she and her brother were about to be thrown into a new, uncertain world. I couldn't let that happen. I took a deep breath and said the only thing that made sense. "Matilda, would you and your brother like to come live with me?" She stared at me, eyes wide, then burst into tears. Yes, that was 6 years ago. Her little brother is now a happy, energetic third grader. And Matilda, she just graduated from college, with plans to become a teacher.